going to study like Rory Gilmore, and here's how. Well, welcome back to the Get Up and Glow podcast. I'm your podcast host, Madison Haynes, your glow up fairy godmother. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about all things studying related, how you can study like Rory Gilmore, how you can stop procrastinating, reading tips for memory, how you will never be late ever again, how to enjoy learning and romanticize studying, tips for staying organized, building your confidence so you can participate in class, and girl, so much more. If you want to be a straight A student, if you want to truly go into this new academic year thriving like a Rory Gilmore it girl, this video is for you. You already know on the Get Up and Glow podcast, we do not mess around, so we are going to get into it, and I will be sharing your it girl action steps so you can not only listen on how you can improve your life, improve your studies, but you can get actionable steps on how you can genuinely apply the tips we talk about into your daily life right now. Okay, girl. So you're procrastinating. You say, I'll do it later, I'll do it later, I'll do it later. Why? You know this is bad for you. But good news, never again will you be that girl, because I am about to reveal the tips for how you can stop procrastinating once and for all. First, girl, identify the root cause. Why are you procrastinating? Are you just tired, or are you scared of failing? Are you a perfectionist? Do you feel like you can never do anything right? Why are you avoiding it? Once you can find the root cause of the issue, you can learn on how to actually nip it in the butt. Sometimes it's just about not wanting to start and you're being lazy. But guess what? I have the perfect technique for you. These go hand in hand. Number one, just tell yourself, I'm going to get up and I'm going to do it for 20 minutes and then I can go back to my bed. I can go and be lazy again if I want to. Sometimes you just need that little push telling yourself, I'm not going to be doing it for that long. It's not going to be that hard, because when you think it's hard in your brain, you are not going to want to do it. So you can do anything in 20 minutes. This could be applied to anything, studying, cleaning, etc. 20 minutes is fine. And you will find that once you get up and you set that little timer, once that timer goes off, you'll be motivated to keep going, which leads into another great studying hack that Rory Gilmore would absolutely use, and that is the Pomodoro method. Essentially, set a little timer for 25 minutes, work productively for 25 minutes, then afterwards you get a 5-minute break to do whatever you want, and then repeat, repeat, repeat. This is a proven method to ensure you're productive. It actually is a great study hack because it allows you time to get outside, to take a breather, to not burn out. You can absorb the information better. You need to set specific actionable goals, okay? So how many pages do you want to read tonight? Or how many chapters do you want to go over? Or when do you want to get your homework done? A very great technique is to assign yourself a deadline before the deadline, and that way you will never hand in an assignment late ever again. Because Rory Gilmore absolutely would never be caught dead handing an assignment a day late, frigging even an hour late. The secret to getting ahead is to getting started. Just get up and do it, okay? Don't make excuses for yourself. You want to be that girl? You want to get that dream life? You want to have everything you're dreaming of having? How do you expect to do that if you can't even study? If you can't commit to learning, to your grades? I can guarantee you right now, you think, oh, this is not important. I'm not going to be doing this in my life. Regardless of where you're at in your academic journey, these are the good years. These are the years where you get to practice your social skills. You get to be around friends. You get to build the person who you are going to be. Because quite literally, how you choose to act in these moments will set the foundation for who you will be the rest of your life, who you choose to hang around with, how you choose to behave in terms of your studies, the connections you make, the choices you make in terms of what school to go to, what major you want to practice when you are in post-education, etc., etc. Absorb as much as you can, learn as much as you can, because learning knowledge is power. You want to be rich? Okay, girl, you better get to work. And you can use these hot girl action steps to do it. Take your big tasks that you have to do and break them down into smaller, more achievable goals. And reward yourself. Okay, you could do this by giving yourself a little treat after like every 10 pages you read, or let's say you got a certain grade on a test, take yourself out on a solo date. Even go and reward yourself by going up to your favorite coffee shop and studying there. That is so Rory Gilmore. It's so fall. Go and just read your book, grab your favorite cup of coffee, just enjoy it, romanticize it, which we'll get into later. It is time you remove your distractions. How are you going to stay focused if you have your phone next to you with your notifications on? Girl, turn them off. Which leads us into chapter number 2, reading tips for memory. You ever wish that you had a photogenic memory like Rory Gilmore, where you could read one sentence and just, you got it, it's locked in your brain? But are you that type of person that instead reads it again and you could still not really be able to reiterate that back to me? Girl, I have got you. I have been through this. And here is how you are going to master reading. So you can be like as photogenic memory-esque as possible, okay? Without actually having a photogenic memory. Your reading strategies, okay? Read it, highlight it, summarize it. This will make it way easier when you have to go back and study it later. Use the SQ3R technique. Survey, question, read, recite, and review the information. Another great way to genuinely absorb and understand what you are reading is to try and read it and teach it to somebody else. And if you don't want to do this in your house, if you don't have a friend you want to do this with, just pretend that you're doing that, okay? Pretend that you're a little Elle Woods, okay, and you are lecturing your students in a law class and teach what you are trying to learn. I can genuinely tell you, if you try to explain it to somebody else, this is going to help you absorb that information way faster. And this is a proven fact. Research shows that teaching others can improve your retention by up to 90%. And remember that reading to the mind is like what exercise is to the body. You have to tell yourself, like, ugh, this school sucks. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to study. Okay, would Rory Gilmore do that? No. If you watch Gilmore Girls, Rory Gilmore literally puts studying, puts her grades, puts her education on a pedestal. It is the most important thing to her. She literally even makes a quote being like, so what if I'm pretty if I fail my finals? Which is so true. Genuinely, beauty is one thing, but knowledge is truly power. If you want to get ahead in this world, if you want to be your dream girl, you need to be smart. You need to invest in yourself. This will have a huge impact on the rest of your life. So when you sit there and think, I don't want to study, I don't want to read this, blah, 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 wake yourself up, shake yourself and say, you see this girl on the Pinterest board? I'm not going to get here if I don't study. If I don't work, if I don't put passion into what I am doing, I am never going to get my dreams. I can promise you the difference between the people who make it in 10, 20 years versus the people who don't, still live in their hometowns, still are not doing much, is going to be the difference between who genuinely took their studies, who took their friendship circle, who took their lives seriously in this era versus the ones who didn't, joked around, didn't hand in their assignments on time, didn't take themselves seriously. Those people will probably have a way lower chance of getting to where you actually want to be. So if you don't think there's a premise or a purpose in doing what you're doing now in studying, genuinely remind yourself, look at that Pinterest board and say, if I want to achieve my dreams, this is important. Now I have to do this. Get motivated because it genuinely matters. And you can do it, girl. Taking yourself seriously leads into our next chapter, which is how to never be late. Rory Gilmore never missed a beat. She was on it. And you will be too. And here's how. Plan ahead and prepare the night before, okay? Not just for your homework, your studies, okay? Plan your outfit. Make sure it's cute. Don't dress just in sweatpants and whatever. Dress for the life that you want. Put your cute little Rory Gilmore-esque outfits on with your collar. You know, have a cute lunch bag. Have a cute backpack. Make sure your backpack is organized. Your lunch is prepped. Your shoes are clean. They're at the door. Have everything ready to go. Always have some sort of planner to make sure you're organized so you know what you need, where you have to be, and what you need to do the night before. You could use a cute little notebook to do this, or what I love to use is the app called Notion. You can download free templates that make it so aesthetic, so Rory Gilmore-esque. You can plan out your entire life on this. I swear by it. Being on time is important in general, but statistically, over 70% of people believe that being on time increases credibility and trust. So if you want to be perceived in your future as credible, as trustworthy, you need to make sure you're on time. And this is something you just need to practice forever, okay? You can't show up to work late. Yes, I know you sleep in. Girl, take yourself seriously. You want to wake up. You want to put effort into yourself, into your appearance, so to feel good, to feel like that girl. So stop hitting the snooze button. Teach yourself to wake up on the first alarm. Build discipline. It's the highest form of self-love. Here's what you're going to do. Buy yourself or treat yourself when you can to a sunrise alarm clock. This is going to be so useful getting into the fall and winter months. Set your alarm on the actual physical alarm clock, and then when you're getting used to this, set yourself a backup alarm within like 10 minutes after that time on your phone. You need to train your brain to understand that you only have one alarm. Snooze is not an option. You don't have 100 alarms set So here's the thing. When you set 5, 6, 7 different alarms on your phone, you're telling your brain that, oh, I have a backup plan. I'm not really intending to actually wake up at 6 a.m. the time I wanted to. Because when it comes to the morning, where it is the hardest part, which is delivering on that promise you made to yourself, your brain knows that there's 101 backup plans. So why would it even need to get up in the morning? You are setting yourself up for failure. Set one alarm, have a backup if you're an anxious girly. Eventually, your brain will recognize the fact that it has to get up. It has no option, because if not, you are going to miss your alarm and be late. Create urgency. I can guarantee you once you just build this discipline and build this habit for 20 days, it will be ingrained into you. And just like planning ahead and setting a deadline before the deadline, you could set a time you need to leave before your actual time you need to leave. And as a reward, you get to where you want to be early. Great, go for a little hawk or walk. Scroll on your TikTok, watch motivating content, read, get a head start on your homework. So later tonight, you can enjoy your self-care time earlier. Okay, girl. We have to talk about the hard things, okay? Some of us, we are not always going to get A pluses. There's no such thing as a perfect life. There's no such thing as perfection in general. We are striving for grace, not perfection. Hear me out. Yes, grades are very important. Yes, I know they mean a lot, especially if you're trying to get into a specific university or if you have a goal of graduating university with distinction. But ultimately, once you get your degree, yes, those grades did matter to an extent, but your connections, your soft skills matter just as much. Because I'm here to tell you that if you study your whole life, but you can't talk to people, you are too scared to perform well in interviews, it will sadly prevent you from getting where you want to be. You need to invest in those areas of yourself just as much as you're studying. So how can you do this? What are your It Girl action steps? Well, depends on where you are in your academic journey, but I would say go to clubs, okay? Practice your social skills like that. Put yourselves in rooms with people you may not know where you're a little socially anxious. Teach yourself now that you can overcome those adversities, because if you teach yourself that right now, in the future, yourself will be thanking you. You will be decades above the other people in terms of social skills and confidence if you work on yourself right now in this moment. And here's the thing. You could study forever for a test. You could practice all of these It Girl study hacks I'm about to tell you and share, and the ones I've shared on my Elle Woods episode. But ultimately, sometimes you try your best and you still don't get a grade that you're super happy with. Or maybe you compare your grade to a friend who did better and you feel like crap and you think, why me? Why am I not good enough? What am I doing wrong? Why can't I have a photogenic memory? Why can't I be like this person? Don't do that to yourself. Your grades are important, but just as much so, your habits that you are building are debatably more important. Because when you go into the real world after school and you get a job, your dream job, hopefully you're working your way up to that point, the habits of being on time, being disciplined, honoring yourself, the things you say you're going to do, understanding that knowledge is power and taking it seriously, presenting yourself in a professional way, investing into yourself and your appearance, building those social skills, etc. That is going to be what is so important into you actually getting a job. And if you know what you want to do with your life right now, my biggest advice to you is to start working on that on your free time, okay? If you want to be in marketing, make an Instagram account and promote something, even if it's your favorite TV show, I don't know, something, so you can have a portfolio you're building. You're working on those skills right now. You want to be an author? Okay, start writing a book. Start building those skills now, so when you graduate and you know what you want to do, you already have a great foundation to be able to showcase your skills to those people to help you get into the door. And if you don't know what you're going to do or what you want to do with your life, no worries, girl. I can promise you will get there. Just continuously work on yourself. You're studying. It will be okay. But then again, you get a bad grade, you feel like crap, you're upset about it, you're crying, you think you're not going to get into a good school. Girl, I can tell you with confidence, if you wake up every morning and you studied hard, if you knew that you put your all into that assignment, you couldn't have done any better if you tried, there's nothing to be upset about. People in life are dealt different hands. Some things come easier to other people, and if academics, if writing comes slower to you than it does to someone else where it comes so effortless, that is okay. Don't beat yourself up. Don't talk negatively about yourself. Your dream life will still come to fruition. You have to give yourself grace. It's not perfection. And again, as long as you're showing up for yourself and you know that you can say at the end of the day, I tried my best, forget the rest. Don't waste your time crying. Don't waste your time comparing. Just focus on the next task and say, how can I learn from this? How can I do better? Because genuinely, understanding that you will face adversities in life and learning to not just give up every time you fail and cry and spiral and say you're not good enough, and learning, well, that didn't go as planned. Whatever, I'm going to be better next time. I'm going to learn from this. That is more powerful than just effortlessly getting an A+ ever will be. It's hard and it will continue to be so. You be harder. Challenge life. Don't give up. You think it's going to be easy? You think you're going to just go to school and get perfect grades and get your dream life? Look, Rory Gilmore didn't get that. And it goes to show you that even though Rory Gilmore was a straight A student, without soft skills, without the motivation, without building confidence, you will still not get your dream life, just like she didn't ultimately get when we saw her later on in the new season. You will be okay. I believe in you. Believe in yourself, and then you're halfway there. Make studying fun, okay? It doesn't have to be this daunting thing that you absolutely hate. If you want to romanticize studying and enjoy it, the fall is the best time to do this. It just gives pure Rory Gilmore vibes. So if you want to learn how to feel like you're in an episode of Gilmore Girls, I've got your back. Number 1, create a cozy atmosphere, okay? No matter where you are, light some candles, get some warm light going on, put your comfy Rory Gilmore-esque sweater on, set the vibe, play some jazz music, maybe an ambiance on your TV, and a cup of tea. Just make that cozy Gilmore Girls scene up in your room, in your office, and enjoy. And again, remind yourself that this is a privilege. It is a privilege to be able to study, to be in school. There's kids in the world who don't have that option. You are investing in yourself. This is you building your dream life, investing in your dreams, becoming the best version of you. Have a good time. Get excited to learn this stuff. Find the joy in learning new things. Rory Gilmore loved knowing that she was smart. Rory Gilmore genuinely enjoyed learning, being able to be exposed to new things, being cultured. And if you don't know what you want to do yet, genuinely learning as much as you can is a great way of doing that, because the subjects that you are more gravitated toward, take those subjects and think, okay, what can I do with my life? And how is something I can do that's reliable, that I can make decent money from, I can work anywhere, etc., if those things are important to you? And how can I turn my passion into an actual job? Another great romanticizing your studying tip I have that also helps you if you are unmotivated is switching your setting. If you work in your room and you're like, I just feel like done with this, I can't do this, leave your house. Go to the library. Pretend like you're Rory Gilmore again. Romanticize it. Then maybe after 3 or 4 hours, switch it up. Go to your favorite coffee shop. Grab a cute cup of coffee, like I said before. Romanticize being there, like you're in a movie. If you want to learn how to study better, if you're looking for some study tips to transform you from a C to A+ student like Rory Gilmore, here's my It Girl list. Gamify your tasks, okay? Get a group of friends, assign points to specific things, like how many pages you read in a night, and whoever gets the most amount of points at the end of the week or the end of the month gets some sort of reward. It's almost like that same thing as the steps goals, where you have like your smartwatch and it'll tell you how many steps you have, and you're in a competition with your friend and you know that you want to win. So you will run around before the end of the night so you get your steps in, so you can be the winner of the steps. Do the same thing with your studies. Reward yourself with micro breaks. Again, like the Pomodoro method. If you want to extend that from 25 minutes to an hour to give yourself a longer break, do that. Get outside. Take a deep breath. Enjoy your life. Sometimes when you're not motivated to study, go out and get inspired. Walk around a nice neighborhood, go on Pinterest and just search up something that's super motivating to you, and just seeing what people get through hard work, through studying, will give you the motivation to continue on, because you will know what is in it for you. It's easy to forget why it matters when it feels so far away, but when you you recognize what doing these hard things in this moment can do for you, you'll be way more likely to show up for yourself. Listen to jazz music. You can listen to Mozart, which apparently has been proven to help your brain power, help you be able to remember what you're studying better. And honestly, I can say that works for me. Repeat positive affirmations, okay? Before you open up a book, before you do your homework, I want you to say, I am smart. I am capable. I'm going to do great on this assignment. I'm going to do well on this test because I am showing up for myself. I'm continuing to work hard, work on myself, so let it be. Celebrate yourself. You are worthy of this, okay? No matter how small of the goal you just hit, you hit something, you achieved something. Good for you, girl. Make it known. hype yourself up. You deserve that. And again, practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. You often see Rory Gilmore wasting so much time spiraling and crying over getting bad grades, over not feeling good enough. And ultimately, I feel like this is why she didn't reach her full potential when she was an adult. She didn't practice those skills within herself to truly build a strong level of self-worth, a strong level of confidence. And because of so, she lost herself. She didn't know who she was. She didn't have proper boundaries in place. She chose the wrong partners. She made bad decisions as she aged. Again, if you go into life thinking everything is going to be easy, thinking life is going to be handed to you on a silver spoon, you're in for a rude awakening. But teaching yourself that it is okay to fail and not viewing failure as a failure. The only failure in life is failing, quote unquote, and choosing to give up. But every single time you fail and choose to persevere, you are getting stronger and stronger and better and better and better. And then one day, you will become more successful than you would have ever dreamed of. The one thing we should give Rory Gilmore credit for is her ability to stay organized. And if you want to be an organized academia girly, here's how. Use planners, use to-do lists, keep up to date with them, okay? If you have Notion, use it, girl. Have your notes app, okay? Have your daily hot girl to-dos with all the things you do on a daily basis to keep yourself feeling like that girl, to keep yourself motivated, etc. Have a quote of the day app, have something that's motivating to open up every day just to feel like the best version of you. Color code your tasks. You can even do little things to save you time, like color coding your closet. Utilize a habit tracking app so you can automate your habits, you can work towards them, you can have those healthy habits in place with minimal effort. You can even do things to automate your time, like downloading an app called Headspace. I recently downloaded this, and this is not sponsored, but I love it. You pay like the intro fee is like $10 a month, and if you X out of it the first time, it will even give you like a cheaper discount. And it is literally a repertoire of all of these self-improvement books on anything, on relationships, on studying, on productivity, etc. But they take the entire book and they niche it down so you can listen or you can read it in like 13 minutes for the entire novel. That is a great way of getting motivated consistently, as well as listening to the Get Up and Glow podcast. So if you haven't done so yet, shameless plug, subscribe. Designate a Zen zone, okay? Where every morning, every night you go, you put your essential oils on, you take a moment to just deep breathe, maybe do some stretching, some light yoga to recenter yourself so you are relaxed, so you don't feel burnt out. So when you are supposed to study, your mind is organized. It's not just about your physical space, it's about your head space. Implement and organize a power hour where you just spend an hour of your day just automating your life. It's like your admin tasks, okay? You're going to get up, you're going to clean your room, you're going to put everything where it's supposed to be, you're going to get productive, have a game plan in place, okay? Set up your hot girl to-do list for tomorrow. So you wake up, you already know you're going to wake up on time when that alarm goes off at 6 a.m. and you're going to already know what you need to get done in the day. So you will be productive. You will be successful, just like Rory Gilmore. Host weekly reflection sessions where every Sunday you go on a hot girl walk silently and you think, how did this week go? How am I feeling now? How did I feel this week? What are things I did really well on? Acknowledge them. What are things I can do better on? Where are the areas of my academics specifically where I feel like I am struggling? What are areas where I really feel like I am doing well at, etc., etc. A huge thing. Again, we're going back to soft skills, learning how to speak, learning how to communicate, learning how to present, all of it anxiety inducing. Girl, I hear you. I get you. I don't like it either. But I am here to, have to tell you, it is a very important thing in terms of you being able to reach your dream life, and you need to practice that. So here is how. Participate in class. And I know what you're thinking, that takes a lot of confidence. And if you are a person that does not feel like they're confident enough to do that, I'm going to help you fix that. Number one, you're going to prepare in advance. You're going to know the material well. I already know you're doing that because you're doing all of the tips already in this episode. You're going to practice speaking out loud, okay? You are going to do those little things out and about. When you make eye contact with someone like a stranger, you don't look away immediately. Practice maintaining that. And then ultimately, you are adopting an alter ego, okay? When you're presenting, when you have to go and raise your hand in class, when you get called on in class, when you really don't want to, dip into that alter ego. Don't care about what anyone else thinks. You are confident, even if you don't think you are. This version of you is. She's confident. She knows her stuff. And if she gets the answer wrong, Who cares? She stumbles on her words. Most people are not listening to what you were saying. They are just so concerned with, oh my gosh, do I have to go next? What am I going to say? If I get called on, what am I going to say when I have to present? They do not care. And even if you do make a hiccup, you do make a mistake, and people do hear it, they're not judging you, okay? Everyone has been there with you. And if someone does make a scoff or like makes fun of you, I can guarantee you they're not going anywhere. So don't worry about that. Focus on yourself. You need to start visualizing yourself as not as who you are now, but who do you want to be? And you will never become who you want to be unless you start doing those actions that that girl is doing right now. What would your dream self do? Be so worried about the presentation, be so nervous. Oh my gosh, and she's spiraling about it, wasting her time about it. Or would she say, you know what? I'm a little nervous. I'm acknowledging that. I'm validating my emotions, but I also know that nothing I can do in this moment is going to change that. And I also know that every time I do hard things, I get better, I grow from it, I get stronger, and I'm so excited to actually go through this anxiety-inducing hard task because I know I'm going to feel like bad, but I'm going to come out on the other end. No matter how it goes, I'm going to survive, and I'm going to be better for it. So instead of wasting my time spiraling, I'm going to go and do something for me. Take a moment to reflect, maybe have some self-care, watch a little movie, go out with some friends, and enjoy my life, because ultimately I can't change what I can't change. I have to accept it, accept myself for who I am, love myself regardless, and move on. And I know you want more girl study methods, so I'm going to rapid fire some out for you. Embrace the 2-minute rule. If it takes less than 2 minutes to do, just get up and do it. Incorporate spaced repetition, okay? Gone are the days of cramming in everything one night before a test. You are going to do this study over a long period of time. Practice active recall with flashcards. This is a great study technique, so Rory Gilmore-esque. And visualize your success by creating a vision board that you can come back to in moments when you need to motivate yourself and realize, again, the end goal in doing all of this work. In general, your homework, okay? What can you pull from this episode to channel your Rory Gilmore energy and become an A+ student? Stop procrastinating. Identify your root causes and overcome them. Just get up and glow. Teach others the content that you're trying to learn yourself. Be adaptable. Have a growth mindset, okay? Don't view failure as the end of the world. Failure is just something you need to do consistently, and it will happen in order to you to grow, get better, and get stronger. Stand up for yourself. Believe in yourself. Know who you are. Conquer your adversities and enjoy the process. Enjoy learning. Romanticize it. Stay organized and tap into that alter ego when you need to in order to build those soft skills, in order to get yourself up, answering those questions at the front of the class, being the first to present. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in, day out. Consistently show up for yourself. Consistently try to do your best, to be your best. Because at the end of the day, that is all you can ask of yourself. You can't control if you have a perfect memory. You can't control if you have certain learning disabilities, if you have social anxiety. All you can control is the fact that you are still waking up regardless, showing up for yourself every day, and being the best person you can possibly be. Girl, you're going to do great things. You are going to make this school year the best one yet. I believe in you. You are doing great things in the world. And thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Get Up and Glow podcast. So now you have all of the Rory Gilmore It Girl motivation to study hard and make this school year your best yet. The only question left is, are you ready to get up and glow?